Hey guys, this is Jeff, and I'm going to show you my method of repairing the reverse in this C5 Corvette. It's the simplest way I think I could do it. I've already tried adjusting the shifter, still wants to pop out of reverse. It will go in reverse if I hold it in, but just got tired of holding it in, wanted to work right. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the intake right there, just the ring on the front of the engine. Okay. The next is, of course, lift the car in the air on 4 jack stands, and you can see how that's lifted. And I've also got the tires under there with some wood as a backup. Next thing I did was just remove the center console as if you're getting to the shifter. I did not even have to remove the shifter, just the boot that goes around it and also the rubber boot underneath the console. I think you can find those more details online, but you can see the stick shift is still intact and connected. So the most interesting part is still to come. And here we have the rear cradle, I think you would call it, and the rear axles removed from the differential. The way I removed that is I just had a jack balanced in the center underneath the spring with a piece of wood, and lowered it and rolled it away to what you see here. This is commonly found in the clutch removal procedures online. And next we have the differential sitting over here. So let's get to the bottom of the car. So what I did is, the whole time that this transmission was being unbolted and the undercarriage was being bolted at a jack, a bottle jack underneath the middle, and we're just lowering it down. And I think the service manual says don't lower it past a straight line across the bottom of the back compartment, because you will risk damaging the firewall from the engine tilting forward. So I lowered this, kept the bottle jack under there, lowered the back cradle, the rear differential slid off the back as soon as I could get it about where it is right now, about where the transmission is now, and then pull the rear housing off the back of the transmission. If we look here, there's the reverse gear. And the things I found wrong with it, it had the teeth. I don't know if you can see that. They're rounded off on this side of the outer synchronizer ring. And as people have explained before, you can flip it over, use the other side, and it's a fresh set of teeth. They're a little bit rounded on the gear, but probably enough to keep intact. What I also noticed was these are, I put new pads on these, new shift fork pads, and the other ones were completely disintegrated in the bottom of the transmission. So I think with the fresh set of teeth and the pads, we should get more engagement into the reverse gear. Also, here's the 5/6 assembly with the synchronizer ring, and the only reason is that is out is because I had a little surprise in the magnets below where the transmission is, I found two broken, or actually three pieces. One of them completely split. These are the teeth, the synchro teeth, or whatever you want to call them. They were stuck to the magnets. There were no symptoms in 5th or 6th gear. The car shifted smoothly, but we only had one tooth remaining on the 5th, 6th synchro. So we bought teeth, and I was happy to find that in the 5th, 6th, because I took the rear housing off and didn't want to have to dig through the entire transmission. So if you know you only have to fix the rear half or the rear third, the 5th, 6th gear, or the reverse, you can do it while the transmission's still attached to the car. And of course I bought, new rings, new snap rings for everything. We don't want to reuse those old ones because they say you stretch them and you don't want them to break after all this effort of pulling the car apart and putting it back together. Be sure and get yourself a good set of snap ring pliers. The cheap ones will just bend. Found that out too. So this 5th, 6th assembly, it pulls right off the back of the transmission. No gear puller needed. The whole assembly will fit straight back into that hole, and this drive gear slips back, so we'll put it together. And I think you can pretty much follow the clutch change procedures without removing the clutch, without removing the drive line from the front of the car, just removing the rear of the transmission to get to the reverse. That's about the least invasive way I know of fixing this reverse gear. Flip it over. For me, I needed to flip it over, needed to get new shift fork pads. The rest of it looked in good shape. Be sure to keep your parts in order and understand which way they came off and reassemble them. As far as the teeth go, I'll have to pull that snap ring off of the 5th, 6th assembly, replace those teeth, put it back on, put this synchronizer ring back on the way it came. They're not too hard to replace. So if you want to see the reverse gear, let's watch it in action. Here it is as it would roll disengaged. If we use the shift fork to engage it, shift fork would ride in these grooves. And let's see, we have to have the synchronizer synced up in the teeth. That's what the teeth are for, and then it would pop like that. Now that's engaged. The shift fork rides in there. And that's all. If this works, I'll post it. If not, I guess I'll be tearing this apart again. But I think I'm happy with what I found, and am confident this will work as probably the least invasive method of getting this reverse gear fixed. Thank you.